everybody, welcome to the Hamakua Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany. Today we are lucky enough to have been invited to participate in a collaboration put on by Prepper Potpourri, Bean Bonanza. In this collaboration, you are going to see plenty of different channels putting on different recipes for you so that you can get creative with how to cook your beans for you and your family. Make sure to go over and check out Prepper Potpourri's channel so that you can get the full playlist and not miss out on any of these recipes. In today's video, I am going to show you guys how to pickle and can 4 bean salad. Typically in a bean salad, you would find kidney beans and garbanzo beans and green beans. Unfortunately, I was not able to find kidney beans at my store. Neither was I able to find any green beans, but I had my heart set on pickled beans. So I went ahead and altered the type of beans that I am using, but I'm not altering anything as far as the vinegar level goes or anything like that that's going to affect the safety. And what I have done already is I have set our beans on a quick soak method because I simply forgot to soak my beans last night. So what I did is I put in 1 cup of each of small red beans, small white beans, garbanzo beans, and black beans. So we're just gonna go ahead, wait for that to happen. And in order to do the quick soak, what we needed to do is take our beans, make sure that it has lots of water in it so that it can absorb into the beans. We're going to bring that up to a boil and let it boil for a full 2 minutes, turn off the heat, and walk away for 1 hour. So as soon as that process is complete, I'll bring you back and show you the next step. So I just got those on the heat, so I'm gonna go ahead and prepare our brine while we're waiting. To start off our brine, we are going to chop off While we are waiting for our beans to finish their quick soak, we have a few things we need to chop up, and we are gonna make our brine. We need to chop up 2 cups of celery, 1 2/3 cups of onion, 1 medium red bell pepper, 'kidney beans. No, we don't need to chop up kidney beans. Stop it. And now for the brine, we are gonna go ahead and put into 1 stock pot, 3 cups of white vinegar, 2½ cups of sugar, 1 tablespoon mustard seed, 1 teaspoon celery seed, 4 teaspoons salt, and 1 1/4 cup water. So our brine is ready. We're gonna go ahead and turn that heat on and bring it up to a simmer, melt all the sugar and the salt. And in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and get another pot, 3 pots for 1 recipe, but that's okay. We're gonna get another pot and we are gonna go ahead and bring the water up to a full boil, and then we're gonna put our veggies into it and we're gonna boil those for 5 minutes. And if you wanted to go ahead and do this with green beans, the way that it should be done, you would put the green beans in with these veggies at this time. So now that we have all of those steps out of the way, I went ahead and got our jars out. I am doing these in 1/2 pint jars today. And mostly that is because I think I'm the only one in the house that's going to be eating this, and having a small portion to take out, put in the fridge for another portion. I think this is the best way to go. If you do this in 1/2 pint jars or in pint jars, you are going to still process both of them for a full 15 minutes at a rolling boil in our water bath canner. I just put on our water bath canner, so it is going to start to come up to heat kind of slowly. Our beans are 7 minutes away from being done, so I figured I would go ahead and get our jars filled up with the vegetables. I'm just going to disperse maybe a tablespoon or 2 of those veggies into each jar. I don't know how many jars I'm gonna end up with. We're just gonna have to keep going until we run out of beans or until the pot is full. These jars are a lot smaller than I was thinking. I think we might actually end up with 2 batches because there's 4 cups of beans, dried beans, in addition to the volume that the Veggies creates. And I want to make sure to leave plenty of space for a lot of brine too, because I know that the beans are going to continue to soak up more liquid as they sit on the shelf and pickle. We'll see. I don't know. We definitely have way too many beans left over and too many vegetables, so we're gonna have to do another batch, but that's okay. We'll start with these. I discovered that I only have 11 jelly jars in the house, period. So we filled up our 11 jars. I'm gonna go ahead and put our brine in and get this batch started. Okay, we figured out something else to do with the remainder of the beans for a different recipe, so we're just gonna stick with these jars for now. This is plenty of pickled beans for me to consume. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and put in our brine. We're gonna go up to a 1/2 inch headspace. And I'm gonna try to get a good mixture of all of the spices into each jar. And we've got all of our jars filled up with our brine. So now I'm going to wipe the edge of each jar with some vinegar, cut through any of the sugar or seeds or anything that might be on the edge. Put our lids and rings on. Oh! Into the canner we go. And when you're water bath canning, you want to make sure that the water is covering your jars by at least 1 inch. 1 to 2 inches is usually pretty good, so that they are completely submerged. That's all we need to do for right now. We're gonna go ahead and put a lid on this guy, wait for it to come to a complete full rolling boil, and then we're gonna set our timer for 15 minutes. Okay, our time is up. I did go ahead and crack our lid so that the heat would escape kind of gradually, not bringing our jars down to room temperature too quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out and set them on the counter and see how they look. And that's that for today. I'm gonna go ahead and leave these to sit on the counter until tomorrow around this same time. I like to shoot for close to 24 hours. And that might be a little overkill according to other people, but it's what I feel comfortable with. Then I'm gonna go ahead and remove the rings, wash the outside of the jars, label them, and put them on the pantry shelf. I'm going to go ahead and leave these to pickle on the pantry shelf for at least 2 weeks before we bust one open and give it a taste test. And as soon as that time comes, I'll bring you back. Okay guys, it has actually been a month since we pickled our bean salad. So today we are gonna go ahead and give it a try. Ooh. It smells very vinegary, but not overpowering. I can smell the beans in it too. Looks good. Cheers. That was mostly garbanzo beans. They're still very crunchy. Let's try the veggies. I'm gonna taste each of everything. Black beans, red beans, and onions. The flavor is great. It's refreshing, almost like a little bit oily tasting, but it's vinegar at the same time. I like it a lot. It's got a great flavor. I could just keep snacking, you guys. This is definitely a winner. I will absolutely be trying this recipe again. The only thing that I can tell that I might change, I wouldn't change the spices. I wouldn't change the flavoring at all. It's delicious. The only thing I would change is the garbanzo beans. They still have a little bit too much of a crunch. So I would, they're a little bit too crunchy compared to the rest of it. But the rest of it, the texture is really, really good. The veggies and all of the other beans, delicious. I hope that this encourages you guys to go ahead and give this a try. Try new things. It is so much fun. Don't forget to head over to Prepper Potpourri and all of the other channels that are participating in Bean Bonanza. I will have all of the other channels linked below. Thank you for joining me today on the Hamakua Homestead. I'll see you again soon.